Hey everyone, welcome back to just Lacey's YouTube. We're just gonna call this Lacey's YouTube. It's like what it's turning into. And you're not mad about it because you like my face and you like the words that come out of my face. So it's a win-win here. So let's talk about winning. How are you gonna win? What is helping you to win in the transits, in the planets, the wandering stars? I'm going to talk about one specific planet, Mars. Mars. What do you know about Mars? Probably not a whole lot, unless you're like me and you're a nerd and then you know a whole lot. Mars in the lore is the god of war, the god of winning, right? The god of we don't eat until we've won, right? So Mars, there's certain houses, certain signs that Mars likes to be in where Mars can get his way. He's a little bit selfish and can be a little bit short-sighted in our charts too, right? Depending upon where that mammer jammer's at. But Mars is what gives us the will to win, the will to succeed, the will to keep going. Even when you think you have nothing left to give, Mars goes, we ain't done, B. You know what I mean? Mars keeps you going. It keeps things going, right? And it wants to win, and it can kind of throw a fit when it feels like it's not winning. Whatever, Mars. So Mars prefers to come out at night. It's a night planet. So if you have a night chart, meaning you were born at night or before the sun was above the horizon, then Mars is less bad for you. More of a motivator, less of a get in your head about it and feel like you can't win, right? Mars can be more of a motivator in that way. If you have a day chart, meaning that your sun was above the horizon when you were born, then Mars can be a little bit more of a downer for you because it can cause anxiety or feel like you're not doing enough, right? Mars can be a little bit more of a harsher vibing person, harsher feel. It'd be like Mars is like the military leader, right? Telling you what to do, has the plans on what to do. Mars is your coach, right? When you think you don't have any more to give, that coach pushes you to show you, oh, hey, you have so much more to give, right? And then there are people who, have a harder time with Mars. And so, the coach can't do the same for that person as the coach can do for a more well-placed Mars, because in that person can be more like, hell yeah, they'll be more of a hell yeah, whereas a person who has a problematic Mars or a Mars who's in a house that it doesn't like to be in, there's just more of a struggle. So let's look at Mars. Mars is about to go retrograde. What does that mean? So when a planet goes retrograde, it means it's going back over the degrees, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way to 30 in one sign. It means it's going backwards. It's now facing the past. It's facing what it just did, and it's going to be going over its plays like a coach, right? You made some plays as a team, right? Or you made some plays, as you were trying to achieve your goals, right? And some of those plays were like a hell yeah, and some of those plays were like a ooh, I don't know if I needed to go that far or do that much, right? Or, so all of the actions that you have done from about November 5th of this year, all the things that you have done from then till now are going to get a little bit of a revisit, a little bit of a, oh, hey, reflection time. And it's going to be more of an inward journey. So Mars, when it's direct, is like a fighter, right? We're going to go fight, right? Mars, when it's retrograde, is more of a, okay, we did the fight, and now we're going to go back through and we're going to watch the slow play. We're going to watch my moves, you're going to watch your opponent's moves, and you're going to see where you could do better, right? That's Mars's overall goal, is can you do better? Or, does it need to be destroyed? Mars is a god of war. You don't make friends in war, right? So that's a part of what's going on. So let's talk about where Mars has been and what that will mean for you. I'm gonna share my screen, but not that one. All right, boom. There's the one that I'm going to want. All right, cool. Share it. Bam, and a boom. All right. So Mars is at 17 degrees here on 10/05/24. The reason why I'm showing you this is because 17 degrees is where, so Mars is going to Mars is in Leo right now. I'll show you where it is right now. So right now, Mars is in the sign of Leo. Mars likes being in Leo, right? Because it's a sign of bravery. It's a sign of leadership, right? Mars in Leo wants to take leadership. It's in the sun sign, and the sun and Mars are not like sect mates. They're not besties in the planet world. The sun doesn't really want to cause war. The sun would rather shed light and people figure things out, whereas Mars is like, I've got a bone to pick. Are we going to win this? Or are we going to lose resources, son? Like they don't get along super well together. The people that Mars likes to chill with and Mars's sectmates are Venus, right? She's over here. Hello, Venus. Hello, darling. They are sectmates. They are also in the lore lovers, but not married. And Venus likes the D that Mars be given, but he's got the attitude that she's like, oh my God, calm down, bro. Like, do we got to be fighting every day? So when Mars is in Venus ruled signs like Taurus and Libra, right? Taurus and Libra, Mars is in its fall. Mars has a harder time being in Taurus because Taurus wants to invest in the long term, right? Taurus it loves luxury and pleasure and colors and feeling comfortable. And Mars is like, I wasn't made to be comfortable. I was made to be going after my shit, woman, kind of a thing. So Mars has a harder time getting what Mars wants, which is to win, because Venus doesn't care about winning. Venus cares about comfort. Venus cares about relationships, social relationships over here with Libra, right? So she cares about social relationships. Well, who wants to go first? Venus will give the prerogative. Venus wants to know what everyone likes socially, so that way she can have a pleasant time. She wants to host an awesome party in Libra, right? And so she's like, let's make everything beautiful. Let's make people feel beautiful. Let's have amazing conversations that lead to depth, not to fighting. And Mars is like, all I want to do is tell everyone in this room how fake they is. And Venus is like, are you going to get any headway by walking in there, blaring your shit, saying, hey, right, my Mars sign, I'm just going to go after you and attack you, right? Venus is like, shut the fuck up, Mars, get out of here. I'm trying to keep peace. And so then, so they are sectmates, but they don't like being in each other's houses, maybe for a little flingy fling, but not for anything more than that. And Venus has a hard time when she's in Aries, right? Because Aries doesn't take no for an answer, right? Aries is like, but if you really think about it, then we should all come to the same conclusion, right? And we should all win, right? And Venus doesn't want to have to win or think about that, right? She wants to feel comfortable. And the Mars, right, in the sign of Aries, it's like hot, it's uncomfortable, it pushes you outside your limits. And Venus is like, so Venus doesn't like being in Mars' house, and Mars's other domicile is Scorpio, right? Because Scorpio is ambitious. Scorpio takes revenge. It lies in wait, right? It can take a revenge. It will wait until the right moment and then it will strike, which is super powerful for Mars people. So Venus, when she's in there, she's like, I don't want to think about revenge. But then she can never really be super ambitious, or she'll want to get ahead by using somebody else's finances, right? Because that's part of the house that it rules, right? And where Mars can do that and feel like it's winning, Venus doing that doesn't feel, super great, so it's a harder place for her to be. But this whole thing is really about Mars. So there's houses that Mars likes to be in. We talked about them a little bit already. Mars likes to be in Aries, his home, his mansion, his rules. He likes to be in Scorpio, again, his home, his mansion, his rules. The difference here is Mars and Scorpio will wait to take its shot. And then Mars in Aries is shoot now, we'll think about it later. It's more impulsive. But Mars loves to be in those two places. Mars super loves to be in the sign of Capricorn because he's exalted there. And that means that if you have a Mars in Capricorn, you lucky duck. So Mars has a cool head, right? Mars is a feisty, right? Feisty planet, a planet that goes for what it wants. It's a planet of desire, a planet of drive, right? So in the sign of Capricorn, it wants to scale the mountain, and Capricorns can get by on discomfort. They can get by with very little, as long as they are feeling like they are achieving and they are climbing, right? And they're achieving those goals. Mars makes it so you have like kind of endless reserves to get what you want to climb, right? And to climb each step, and doesn't get discouraged, kind of celebrates each moment of the climb, right? People who don't have this are like, oh, I have to do what? Climb this hill, but Mars likes it. Mars is like, hell yeah. And then when he gets to the top of the mountain, he can see the whole valley. He can see a better strategy, right? He was fighting a battle in the valley on the ground level, and he knew how to fight there. Now he's up high. Now he can see everything. Now he can, invoke more tactics, more warfare tactics, right? Like guerrilla warfare. Go hide here, jump out here, use that cavern there. You can ambush here. Mars loves being in Capricorn because on the top of the mountain, has achieved it, feels like they're up there, so Mars loves to be there. Now, contrarily wise, the opposite of this on top of the mountain, getting by with little, climbing, making it on my own, seeing the better battle so that I can tell my troops what to do, right? Opposite of that is Mars in Cancer. This is where Mars has its detriment. It has a problem. Mars here is in a valley or a pit. And when the planet is in sort of a pit or in a really uncomfortable place, then it makes it really hard for Mars to do his thing, right? It feels like everything's stacked against them in a way. So the sign of Cancer is mothering, nurturing, cooking for large groups of people, right? Making a home, right? And using all the resources that home has to offer, right? It loves to be the source, and it loves to use everything that comes its way. And so think of a mother, right? A child coming to a mother, and the child's been hurt, and the mom wants to comfort the child, right? The child wants to be comforted. Mom wants to be a source of help, a source of healing, a source of, oh, this will make you feel better. I remember my kids were little. If they had a hard day or a hard time, I definitely make them cookies, or I would make them even like healthy stuff, that still tasted like a banana bread, but that was like healthy, and I would have it ready for them, and to talk about the struggles, they had if they were down to talk about it. So mom wants to Cancer is also like a psychic place, right? It's a place that's very intuitive. It's a place that can tell what is happening based on somebody's attitude, right? The person doesn't need to say anything. You're just picking up on it, right? And so Mars in the sign of Cancer, Mars wants to fight. Mars doesn't want to comfort. In Cancer, you must comfort. And so Mars maybe wants to be the first to comfort, but then sometimes there's people that Mars shouldn't comfort, but that he will comfort, right? Because he feels obligated here in the sign of Cancer. The way that they comfort too is by fighting, right? Comfort by playing, swords, right? My husband has a natal Mars in Cancer. This means that a part of the way that he comforts us is he goes and he fights, right? We fight with boffer swords, right? And sabers, right? That's how he fights with the boys, you know what I mean? Fights with the girls, me and Kaylee too, right? We fight with him. So Mars in Cancer feels like they have to be the source, of action. And so sometimes when they don't feel like being the source of action, they can get really frustrated because if they feel like they don't know the action. So Mars in Cancer is pretty frustrated because Mars can't get what it wants. It must consider what the family wants or what the family needs in order to move forward. So that's a part of what's going on there. So Mars is in Leo right now, but Mars is about to go back retrograde in 3 days. So Mars 12, sorry, I went back a week. I didn't mean to go back a week. So Mars will be in retrograde. That happens actually on the 1207. So 1207 is the day that it goes back into retrograde. So Mars is going to, from the 7th, right? Just put it in from the 7th here. Guess chart. From the 7th on, right? We've got Mars 6 degrees in retrograde. If you have planets here, right? If you have planets or angles, AC, DC, right? Your rising sign, if it's 6 degrees, then it's going to be affected, right? If you have, and this will affect everyone, but it will super impact those who have a Leo within 6 degrees, and it will super impact Aquarius people who have 0 to 6 degrees in their chart. Luckily, Venus is here kind of helping out, balance out this otherwise Marsy, aggressive energy. Venus is here ready to detach, ready to help us see love with a bird's eye view, see love with a perspective eye, with a understanding that not everyone is the same type of person vibe, right? She's like, whoa, we don't have to be super aggro, Mars. Yes, we feel like we need to lead, we need to get things done, right? But have a little bit of compassion for the rebel, have a little bit of compassion for those who can't do what you can naturally do, Mars. So she's pulling on the opposite. So this also means we're going to be pulled in some directions here when Venus is opposing it. And then Mars is the other, or sorry, Pluto is the other opposition here. Whew. So Mars and Leo, if you have anything in 6 degrees here and 6 degrees in Aquarius, you will be more affected. You will have to make decisions about how you lead and what you have compassion on, what friendships you want and what friendships you don't want, right? Because Aquarius is the sign of friendships, and maybe some friendships are just, a little bit demolished for a while, but those things that you have just gone through, especially with friends or people that you've been leading, right? These questions are going to come back up. So Mars goes retrograde here, and then it's going to be retrograding back through, right? Mars is still here. If we go back to here, right? Here's Venus at 8. So we know that in this week, 12-14, right? In this week, Mars and Venus are going to be opposite. Here we go. See? Okay, 6-5, 6-5. So we're going to go, they're like just passing in the night, right? 6-5. So on 12-12, interesting. I have a friend's birthday on 12-12. On this day, there will be a choice. I don't know what kind of a choice, but there'll be a choice between working things out that have gone on that started happening in November till then, 12-12, right? So you'll be having to make a choice between, do I keep leading? Do I keep going the path that I've gone upon reflection when I was here last time, right? Upon reflection, was this the best for me? And if it wasn't the best for you, then choosing a better pathway forward. And then Venus will be, yeah. So it's like choosing to take action upon reflection, or looking at the actions that you have taken and seeing if they were really from a compassionate standpoint, really from a loving standpoint, really from a kind standpoint, and then revisiting that and thinking about those concepts. All right, so we're going to keep going forward here, and then Mars keeps getting closer and closer to Cancer, right? That's what he's trying to do, and here we are. That's 109. Mars actually enters the sign of Cancer on 106 is when Mars enters Cancer. So now this time, if you have Cancer placements, Sun, Moon, rising angles, Mars is going to be coming back through and is going to be asking you to revisit your actions. Did you take the actions that you wanted to take? Now, upon reflection, how would you have done things differently? Right? Mars is trying to teach a lesson. Mars is trying to teach you how to win. Mars is trying to teach you how to be motivated. Mars is trying to teach you about what makes you feel like get up and going every day, right? Mars has a harder time teaching that in the sign of Cancer because it wants to care so hard. It wants to be a mom so hard. And Mars is uncomfortable in that role. Mars is uncomfortable in the position of nurturer. So you'll be revisiting, ways in which maybe you were nurturing, or maybe you were kind, maybe you were being mothering at the time before when it was here. And now maybe you realize, wow, I undercut myself. I undermined myself by, not being direct this last time go around. Also allow yourself to not have to be direct exactly, right? Because Mars, you can wait for a better time. If you have, a company that you're trying to move forward with, or decisions that you're trying to make, or decisions, that you're trying to get everybody to be on, this is going to be more of a reflection time rather than a hell yeah, going forward time. You'll reflect on things that didn't go right or the things that did go right. And then you'll be like, okay, so going forward, right? We're going to lead in this way, right? Going forward, because Mars is going to be going back into Leo again. And that will be when you take leadership, wherever it is in your chart. All right. So Mars goes direct when, Lacey? When does Mars go direct? It goes direct on the 24th here. Boop. Yeah, right. Now we got Mars here, 17 degrees. So basically, from 1207 to this time, 0224, Mars is going backwards, looking back in time, looking at history, looking at past actions, looking at things that were really frustrating. We may not have clarity on exactly how to move forward until after February 24th. We may not have as much clarity. Around the 24th and the 23rd, though, when Mars is going direct, see 1223 or 223 here, this will be a powerful day here. Mark this in your calendar right now, because a planet is super powerful and super strong when it is stationed in a standstill. So when Mars is about to go backwards, that it doesn't move very far, right? Because it's in this kind of stasis. It's waiting to, go retrograde, right? It's not going backwards. We're just passing it, and it looks like we're going fast and it's going slow. So it looks like it's going backwards, but we're just moving at a different speed. So, so on 1207, that's going to be a big day for y'all when Mars goes retrograde, right? That'll be a powerful day, 1207. You might find that you have to take action on things. And then another powerful day will be on 223 to 224, when it's paused again and it's going to be going direct. You might feel more like decisions are coming to you after the 24th. And the day that you'll really feel like things are going forward for you, maybe I'll go a month here, is when Mars finally gets into Leo. So here, right? When it finally gets into Leo. So April, that's when Mars will be, you'll really start to feel it around 418, right? 417. Okay. So 417, 418 will be another powerful day. Again, write these down. So powerful days, 1207, 224, and here 418. Now, if you are a leader or a coach, then this will be a super powerful time for you to be leading and moving forward, which is really, really good. And then the Mars will be where the sun is, and the sun is where Mars. So they're ruling each other. So definitely we're going to see a lot of action. We're going to see a lot of blazing forward, people shooting forward. Especially if you have Aries in your chart and Leo, you're going to really feel the power. Sagittarius too, because it's a fire sign, right? They're all in trine. They're all in flow to each other. But these two control each other, right? So Mars is in, the sun is in Mars's house, Aries, and Mars is in the sun's house of Leo. So these two are going to be talking to each other. So we're going to be openly seeing changes and the things that are going to be moving ahead. So the way to put this into action is find out where Cancer is in your chart and where Leo is in your chart, right? What house is that in? If you have a hard time finding it, you can always mention in the comments, your birthday or something like that, and I can help you find out where that is. But it will have the most impact in those places, wherever Cancer is in your chart and wherever Leo is. And it'll be super important if you have degrees in Cancer from 17 to Leo 06, right? To the 6th degree in Leo. So if you have Cancer placements from 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, right, to the 30, and then Leo 0 all the way up until the 6th degree, it will impact y'all the most, right? Because it will be conjunct, it will be in a hard aspect. Those of you who have Aquarius on the opposite side of that Leo, those of you who have Aquarius from 0 to 6 degrees, Mars is going to be opposing you there, whatever angle that is, whatever planet that is. So making choices on what to take action on is what that will feel like. And then if you have Cancer, so if you have Capricorn, the opposite of Cancer, right? Then Mars is going to be opposing you. And so maybe some decisions that you had to make around business last time will come to the forefront again, right? You'll have to revisit business decisions. And that is what you can expect. Now, if you want to be in flow with Mars, right? You're like, whoa, Mars, you and I don't want to have any beef between us. Then Mars is going to tell you to be disciplined about your exercise. That's a way to sort of work with Mars, because that's what Mars wants. Mars wants you to exercise. Mars wants you to win physically, right? Mars wants you to be able to win any fight, right? Any physical fight. So if you can up your workout game, that could help you a lot, even if you won't feel like it, because Mars in Cancer doesn't. Up your food game, right? That's another thing Mars and Cancer could do, right? Up your food, making healthier food game. And being decisive, right? So really believing in yourself. That's what Mars wants you to do too. Mars wants you to go, I believe in myself. I can totally do this, right? It's another thing that Mars wants. Now, if you have listened to this, please like this video and please subscribe to me. I know all y'all are out there and all you all want to. But yes, please do that. Also, big changes are definitely coming my way. Definitely, stuff's going to be shifting and changing for me. A big one is that Mary and I, who we've worked together for the past 4 years, have decided to go our separate ways. No one's wrong. No one's worse. No one's not good. It's just we realized we want different things. We want to go in different ways. And so that's all it is. That's what it is. And so she and I will definitely be revisiting sort of the business decisions and how do we move forward and all that stuff, which is really good. So yeah, if you would like to have a reading with me, you can still go to teamaquarius.com. It's still up there, still choose one. And if you know someone, if you want to gift someone with clarity of purpose, if you want gift a reading with me, I'm going to tell you that right now. Gift a reading with me. You will not be sorry. Your person will not be sorry who you buy this for. If you have a mom who's struggling with her kids right now, buy that mom a reading with me so that I can help her understand herself. If she's having a hard time with her kids, you can buy her a synastry reading, which is a reading where I look at her chart and I look at her kids' chart and I help her understand how to better communicate and how to better connect there. I'm all about connection. Also, you want to give someone a reading. if you want to shock them, because I love to talk about the taboo subjects of life. If you are sexually unfulfilled, definitely get a reading with me. If you know someone who is sexually unfulfilled, or they feel, they are wondering when they're going to, meet someone, right? Or what that someone should look like, what's a good person for them, have a meeting with me. Like, I can give you that. I can give you those answers. I can give you that clarity and that insight. It's pretty rad. So go to Team Aquarius, click on a reading. And if you need a gift certificate, let me know. You can hit me up at lacywester@gmail.com for the time being. You can hit me up there. Or at astromanics.pdx@gmail. You can hit me up there too. That is this. That is this. So be ready for Mars retrograde. Be ready to reflect. Be ready to not have a whole lot of forward momentum, but really more what went well, what didn't go well. So that way you'll be ready to hit it again in February 2025. Yeah. So have a know that. Have a good time knowing that. All right. Again, you better like this. You better share me with other people. And then go to teamaquarius.com and book your reading because you want to know those things. All right. Talk to y'all later. Have an amazing, amazing day, please. And I'll see you in the next one. All right. Bye.